So in this video, I'm going to walk you through one of the vignettes that we have configured for the AX 2012R3 RTM VM. And this is a short demo vignette that we typically use in the closing of an overview demonstration or an overview demonstration targeted towards BDMs or executives, or in a type of a fish-on type moment when you get an executive walking into the demonstration and kind of saying, hey, show me what you got. I'm going to walk you through the actual demonstration first, and then I will walk you through how you can set up or configure the VM to accomplish this, which logins to use, what applications to be running, and so forth. So as we move up market, the presence of finance is becoming more and more prevalent, but we also know in a world of ERP today how topics like AR and AP have really turned into a commodity conversation. So what we're looking to do with scenarios such as the one that you're going to see next is to turn that dry commodity function into a competitive advantage with our robust productivity suite and the interoperability of that productivity suite with Dynamics AX. So take, for example, this scenario where Arnie is a receivables manager or a collections manager. Right from Arnie's role center, he has a rich experience for analyzing the outstanding receivables and past due AR. So Arnie knows each day that passes, he is less and less likely to collect on these, which means lost revenue for the company. So, but with, well over $2.5 million of over 180 days outstanding, Arnie is overwhelmed as to, where to start. Well, Arnie can use his role center to pinpoint where he should focus his time and energy. So here we have a mashup with data correlation of accounts receivable from AX and Dun & Bradstreet or something like that, basically a credit rating service from online that gives a mashup of data correlated to Dynamics AX. So Arnie can filter on 180 days over on the bar chart on the left, and he can see that he's got over $1.5 million in outstanding receivables with customers that have a good or excellent credit rating. So is this going to be a good place to spend his time? Probably not. So he could get a better return from spending his time with customers that have a poor credit rating probably, and those that are over 180 days. So with 180 day overdue at a low credit rating, you can see his list is filtered down significantly to spend his time on more targeted customers. And maybe he knows that retail customers are typically the ones that are more difficult to collect from. So he's going to do retail and low credit rating. So 180 days over, retail, low credit rating, he's filtered down now to 3 customers. So he sees a big offender and he can take action on that big offender. So he's going to drill down into his collections dashboard where he can immediately see Contosa Retail New York with a close to $700,000 outstanding balance. So when he goes into that collections dashboard, he's got a rich set of content that he can look at, that he can understand where their balance is at, what invoices are overdue, and even drill down onto those invoices. He can see whether action has been taken on these, which there hasn't been any. He can also see what activities are planned for that organization. So we can see that he's got a sales guy that's actually meeting up with product management about potentially purchasing more product from them. So of course Arnie wants to warn Ken, the sales guy, that we're in some pretty significant arrears with this particular customer. So what he can do is he can immediately send an instant message to Ken and tell him to give him a heads up that they're in arrears. And so immediately Ken is going to be immediately notified. So I can see here over with Ken, he gets an immediate message from Arnie, and he says to Arnie, "Wow, good, thanks for the heads up." So now that Arnie has taken care of the fact that he's got a salesperson going out here to this customer that is potentially not paying, he knows the guys over at this customer, and he wants to go ahead and send an email off to this individual. So he's going to go ahead and click on the Excel icon here, which is going to immediately start creating a Excel workbook that has all of the balance information that customer needs to be able to understand where their standing is with our company. So you can see an email is automatically created and a workbook is attached. So if I open up that workbook, we can see the example of what it is that this customer is going to get from us. So you can see I've got all the detailed transactions to send to them. Now this is a bit more of an informal approach to doing some first-hand maybe collection before they get into sending off some dunning letters or some formal staged collections. So with the scenario, you can see we've tied together, Dynamics AX, of course, we've tied together Lync, we've tied together Outlook, we've tied in Office Excel. So really rounding out that interoperability messaging and the ease of use messaging that we want to do with this type of a demonstration. So how did I configure just before we started that demonstration? What I did is I logged on to the VM as Arnie. So if I look at the Windows logon for this instance here, you can see I'm logged in as Arnie. And then I just simply launched Dynamics AX, I launched Outlook, and I launched Lync. And I also, from within Arnie's Windows login, on his desktop, you'll see there's a Ken remote desktop. I logged in as Ken as well within the Arnie login so that I can show the back and forth between Arnie and Ken. So that's a wrap, and this VM again is for this demonstration is for the AX 2012 R3 RTM demonstration system. Thanks for watching.